Today we're going to show you how to change the crusher cover on your ice bin. Really easy job. All we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver and a putty knife. Let me show you how it's done. To do this repair, we'll need to remove the ice bin from the freezer. Simply lift up and slide forward. We'll set that on a suitable work surface, but we also will want to turn off the ice maker in the interim. You reach inside, turn the switch to off. Now that we have the ice bin out of the refrigerator, emptied of all the ice, it's best to let this sit until it becomes room temperature, because we are going to be pulling on some plastic parts and we don't want to break them if they're frozen. So now that it's warmed up some, we'll start by removing a single Phillips screw on the top. It holds a clear shield in place. Set that aside, and we'll turn it upside down. Next, there are two more Phillips screws that secure the bottom of the front cover on. Remove those. We can lift up on the back of that, slide it forward slightly. You'll note that there is a tab that screw went through on the front that has to lift up over, so that's why we want to make sure that this is nice and soft and pliable before we force it. We can slide our front cover off. We'll set that aside. Next, we'll turn it upside down again. We're going to remove the one Phillips screw that holds the lever for the crusher assembly. We'll take that one screw out. We can disconnect the spring on the rear to take the tension off it. We'll open the crusher and slide the hook of that arm out of that. Pull that mechanism out of the way. Now the front of this assembly is held in place with two tabs, one on each side, that lock into the outer casing. We need to take our putty knife, slide it in that gap. We'll depress that tab while pushing up on the bottom. The darker colored plastic, that's what we want to push up on. Just spread that enough for that tab to slide up through. Once we've released both tabs, we're now going to force that whole mechanism up out of the casing. Now the rear end of the auger may try to bind in its opening, so just gently wiggle that out until we have the whole assembly in our hand. Now we're simply going to take that dispenser cover and rotate it up the auger and slide it off. We'll take our new assembly, do the same thing. Position it in place while holding the cover against the front of the mechanism. Slide the rear of the auger into its opening. Sure everything lines up. Snap it into place so the two tabs lock. I'll turn it upside down again. Reinstall the lever for the crusher. Make sure that support bracket is in the middle of the 2 tabs. Secure that with a single Phillips screw. Reconnect the tension spring. Make sure the crusher mechanism works all right. Now we can reinstall our front cover. Replace the 2 Phillips screws on the bottom that hold the cover on. And the clear shield on the front, in between the cover and the crusher housing. Place the 1 Phillips screw. Now we're ready to put the ice bin back into the refrigerator. Now that we have the ice bin reassembled, we're ready to install it in the refrigerator. Just take note, make sure that we line up the auger with the yoke on the drive motor. Slide that ice bin back on its track. Make sure it's locked in place. Next, we're going to turn the ice maker back on. Slide in the top shelf, and our repair is complete.